Good morning. It is a fantastic Sunday morning, early, sitting out here by my fire, enjoying a nice cigar, and have my cup of coffee there as we prepare for Thanksgiving. Hopefully, for you, it's a time of family and relaxation, peace. But, as is often the case with a lot of families, it's usually some sort of a combative element, whether it be over politics or religion or where you're celebrating or how to celebrate this year. So many restrictions in a lot of states about the coronavirus. Here in the great state of Texas, we do not have a lockdown. And you can argue whether that's good or bad or not, but I think it's awesome. I think people should be able to make their own choices for the most part. Obviously, there's a time where legislation will rein in a chaotic human nature, but that's a very baseline assumption that you would give the government. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about this morning just some things to do to make sure that you have protected your family. We talk about, it seems like every news article is a different coronavirus mandate or how to protect your family, things not to do at Thanksgiving, 8 things to avoid. If you do this, everyone you know will die. I mean, it's very, very disheartening. But I am more concerned with the long term. So we want to talk a little bit about income protection, term insurance, obviously some of the things we talk about here on the channel. Ultimately, again, the goal is freedom, right? Financial freedom, freedom freestyle in a sense. So making your life what you want it to be through entrepreneurship, through business, through if you're continuing with a job that you have, at least making sure that you and your family are in good shape for the future. And one of the big things to do that with is income protection, right? Which is really what life insurance should be called, in my opinion, because that's what it's for. The purpose is to buy a family extra time, right? Buy a family extra time to be financially independent, to save money, to invest, whether it's in stocks and bonds, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in another business venture. The point is to be protected so that, God forbid, something terrible happens, that your family isn't, up the creek without a paddle. The surviving spouse isn't having to get another job or 2 other jobs. The kids don't have to be in daycare. Obviously, the loss of anybody in a family is tragic enough without compounding it with financial hardship. So one of the things to keep in mind in this very interesting season, of course, is coronavirus. Well, a lot of companies are delaying coverage if you are not covered, if you have a recent positive test. So that's all the more reason to act quickly to make sure that you have got the protection you need. If you are waiting on a test, if you've got a positive test, and you may have to wait a period of many days, sometimes 3 months or more, before you can get coverage. But it's a good time in this season to make sure you know what type of coverage you have. Does your policy do what you think it's going to do? Okay, if you have a policy that's purported to save and invest as well as cover you for insurance, it would be a good idea to read the fine print, because every policy that I've seen that is set up like that actually leaves the client in a much worse position by the time they retire, even if they die within the policy framework, within the policy period or the term. If you don't know what kind of policy you have, if you don't know where your policy is, if you don't know how much coverage you have, these are things that you need to know. And as always, we'd love to help you figure that out, go through that policy with a fine-tooth comb, understand it. That's the idea with a lot of companies, right? They give you all this crazy 500-page policy, all these numbers, math that you haven't used since you were in high school, and they just know that average middle-class Joe and his wife, we'll call her Joette, which is a terrible name. I hope no one's name is Joette. If it is, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. But they know they're not going to look at it. They know that they're not going to understand it, but that's what we do. We take the time to help you understand what you're doing, make sure that that policy is something that's going to look out for your family and cover you in an event of an untimely death, which of course is not that death is ever really timely, but you guys understand what I mean. But hey, just some things to think about. I hope you've enjoyed our fire. I need to put another log on it because it's starting to die. But those are some things to be thinking about for your financial game plan, your financial strategy, your financial freedom, your well-being. It all starts with the income protection, making sure that you guys are taken care of. Even if you're not married, if you want to get married, now is the cheapest time to ever get any kind of income protection. Because while no one may be relying on your income, eventually they will be. And you want to have coverage when you're healthy, when you're young, when the premiums are going to be at a low, because most of us are always getting more unhealthy. So that's just something to keep in mind. But hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me comments below, reach out if you have questions, love to connect with you. You guys have a blessed day and have a great Thanksgiving. Seriously, take some time to relax. It's been a crazy year. I know it's hard to find things to be grateful for in the midst of chaos sometimes, but it's good to stop and reflect and just be thankful that we have what we do have. If anybody is sick, if anybody is battling coronavirus or had some loss from that, my heart and prayers go out to you guys. And I hope that you can battle through that through this season and still feel the joy and the happiness that comes from the holiday season. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.